Abrupt. I like it. Welcome in. Welcome in. On this Friday, a little free-for-all Friday action with you here in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team, they are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes, that's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agents. I'm Matt. Beaver is here. Most importantly, you are here. Thanks for being here to tune in. And really and truly, I appreciate it. I'm going to need you today. Whatever you want to get into is cool with me on a free-for-all Friday, but it's a little bit of a reaction day, too, because you have college baseball, game one of everybody's final series of the year, the regular season, that is, underway, or under our belts. We'll have game twos tonight. So you got those results and more to discuss here on the show. So get on in here. You can be a part of it by commenting on the live stream. If you're out there in YouTube land or Facebook or X, formerly Twitter, just feel free to drop me a comment right there. You can comment, post it. I can see it, pop it up on the screen. You can be a part of the conversation that way. You can text me on the Country Pleasing text line. Number to text is 885-3776. Got it? Repeat after me. 885-3776. That's the number to text on the Country Pleasing text line. And, of course, you know, good old-fashioned phone calls. It is old-fashioned, isn't it? You can call me. We get to hear your voice. So give me a shout on the Davini Equipment phone line. Davini Equipment in Madison and in Jackson. Your Kubota dealer. The number to call is 897-1059. 601 number, 897-1059. Let's see what's going on with B. Hey, Beaver, happy Friday. How you doing?
Whatever.
You're mad because I played the wrong music?
I did notice that first thing, actually. They say it's the alternate.
Yeah, it is the alternate. Well, Fridays are a little different. Is your Friday going okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, just fine.
Okay. So my question, Beaver, with all the high school baseball that'll be happening here on the radio station next week, does that mean your work schedule is altered a great deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a more work.
Okay,
capacity.
so in not a great way then.
Nope. Come earlier, stay later.
Dad, burn it.
All next week.
Do you?
And now these dummies, who are in charge of putting this together, all of a sudden it breaks yesterday. Oh, we've changed the schedule and we've put a potential game, if necessary, might be starting at 10 p.m. Friday.
B, bless your heart. So it's not for sure, but it might happen.
Yeah, it's an if necessary situation, but that's kind of unheard of. Starting a high school state championship game at 10 p.m. And these things always, there's always some sort of delay. So realistically, that wouldn't, if it were to happen, that probably wouldn't start until like 10:20, something like that.
I hate to even say this, but it's such a true thing that I might, the truth never really did hurt anybody. It's going to do some raining next week, Beaver. I mean, I don't know how much.
You don't know nothing. And you think you're David Hartman now? Many have tried to be.
I'm not trying to talk this into existence. I'm just going on two things, Beaver. One is recent history. Okay, what the last month has been like. I'm going on that. And then also I'm going on the forecast. Those two things combined give me, I got some confidence that there will be some rain.
24% chance Tuesday, 20 Wednesday, 11 Thursday, 6 Friday, 6 Saturday.
Okay, all right. Well, okay then. Maybe not. maybe you don't get rain and maybe you don't get delays. You hear this? That's me knocking on my head. I literally was using my knuckles to knock on my head. Could you hear that, Beaver?
Yeah.
Listen to my head. Listen. I was kind of joking, knocking on wood, but it sounds like wood. Well, here we are, Beav. There's a first for you on this show, and maybe the first time ever on the radio. Man took his knuckles and rapped on the top of his head and played it on the live radio. Here we are. Well, okay, Beaver, this is what I'm going to say about that next week is to everyone who will tune in and who enjoys high school baseball, I want to give you a sort of a preemptive thank you from everybody who'll tune in. Let me say this, though, Beaver. It's for their benefit that it's you and not me who might be in there for a 10 p.m. first pitch, okay? Because there's no way I'd stay awake for it. I could try to stay awake for it and wouldn't stay awake for it. Hey, my clock, it's turning off about 8:30. So there's just no way that I could do it. At any rate, I'll miss talking to you, Beaver, next week. Heck, man, I guess on Tuesday, like if I'm down there, Beav, I won't be on the air with you on Tuesday. Should I just come by and visit? You want some company on Tuesday? I think I just got my answer.
Hey, well, I don't want to say stay away, Matt Wyatt.
I mean,
but
okay, no. Last thing I would want to do is bother you while you concentrate.
It's funny you mention that because I try so hard. The gentleman who usually comes in to help me with the night games, he comes in here. And he just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And I'm like, hey, kind of need to listen for when they throw it to break. So shut your stupid fat face. And he never does. So I don't need you in that role, Matt Wyatt.
Okay, I won't. Then, okay, I won't bother you. Oh, that's funny, though. We should do this more often, Beaver, where we have a designated time of day on the show that is set aside at that time every day on the show for you to just let your innermost thoughts out. Just let them out. Doesn't matter who it's about or it's in regards to. We'll just let them out. Kind of I think we've talked about this before, but kind of a, what grinds my gears type of segment, like Peter Griffin did on Family Guy. It grinds my gears. We may do one of those with you, B. What could we call it? I don't know. We'll have to come up with something. Well, what I can come up with right now is I'm going to jump over here to the text line, the Country Pleasing text line. Country Pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. Yeah, we got headlines coming up, so we'll cover baseball. Steven texted and said the only thing that kept going through my mind as I watched state baseball last night was we cannot get this hire wrong. It said if you don't have great pitching and great players, you cannot compete. Things can go south in a hurry with a bad hire. Yeah, it certainly can, Steven, more so than it ever at any point. It's more volatile. The swings are higher and lower potentially in a shorter period of time because your whole team can transfer out. And if you want them to, you can get rid of them and bring a whole new team in. See, so there's good and bad to it. Yeah, Gino texts the show. Yeah, that's right, Gino. Yeah, when I was hitting on my head, it did kind of sound hollow, didn't it? Kind of sound like a big ripe watermelon. That's what my head sounds like right now. Yeah, Gene on Facebook comments. He says 8 home runs is a record for state and the SEC. What, all time or this year? I need a little more details. I'm not a stats and records guy, but I'm going to need a little more details. But they did hit a bunch of home runs and win big. Let's cover it right now. Headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Right here in Mississippi. Anything mortgage related, that's where you want to go. Visit them online, mortgagemanms.com, mortgagemanms.com. All right, first up, scores last night from around the SEC and baseball, final regular season weekend, and it was game one for everybody around the league. Mississippi State at Missouri, 25-7. The baseball team scored more runs against Missouri than the football team did this year. 25-7, 25 runs on 23 hits. More on that in a bit. Ole Miss whipped number 6 Auburn last night in Oxford. Ole Miss a 9-2 winner. Ole Miss 9 runs on 11 hits. Really pitched it well. Just 2 runs on 6 hits for Auburn in the game. Ole Miss goes for the series win tonight. Elsewhere around the SEC, Tennessee took game 1 against Arkansas 10-7. Texas wrapped up at least a share of the conference title, regular season that is, with a 7-4 win last night over Oklahoma. Really good ball game in Gainesville with the Gators getting the win over the Crimson Tide. Florida a 7-6 winner over Alabama. Georgia won game 1 of their series with A&M last night 10-6. A 1-run win for Vandy at home last night over Kentucky 8-7. And the surprise last night in the SEC was South Carolina beating number 1 top-ranked LSU last night in Columbia 6-5. Now, South Carolina was out-hit 11-8. It doesn't matter. What really matters is what the score is, and they won that, so took game 1. How about that? A bit of an upset. And just an incredible ball game really all the way around that Southern Miss was able to get the win in game 1 of that series at Troy last night. 4-3, the final. They were up 3-2 late in the game, and a late run for Troy tied it up 3-3, and then you get an 8th inning home run that put Southern Miss back ahead. They were able to hang on, close it out really well on the mound, got game 1 on their side, 4-3. So Southern Miss will tonight go for the series win against Troy. This is at Troy. If they don't get it tonight, they'll get another shot at it on Saturday. But with 2 games left, Southern Miss needs 1 win to hand Troy their first series loss of the year. Troy has not lost a series all year long. So that's a little bit of a look. Now, all of those series are continuing. Game times, if you just want those for game 2, I mean, everything is similar to last night. Everybody's playing night games because it's a Friday, even though it is game 2 of the series. But, for example, around the SEC, what I am seeing is State and Missouri, game 2 of that series tonight. State goes for the series win. 6 p.m. Central first pitch is what I'm seeing. And same thing for Ole Miss and Auburn. It's in Oxford, so it'll be 6 p.m. Central first pitch. Same thing for LSU, South Carolina, Kentucky, Vandy. It's all 6 p.m. Central. Little earlier start there in the Eastern time zone, but if we're here, 5 Central is when Georgia will host A&M. 5:30 Central, Florida hosts Alabama. That's game 2s of those, with both home teams having an advantage in the series. 6:30 tonight, game 2, Texas at Oklahoma. And then also at 6:30 Central, it's Arkansas and Tennessee, game 2 up in Fayetteville. And that is a look at your headlines here today to start us off on this Friday. Brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. All right, Gene confirmed on Facebook that according to Neil Price, that'd be all-time 8 home runs in a game is a record for State and for the SEC. So what exactly are those numbers from last night? I mean, you know, if you're a diehard fan one of two things has probably already happened for you. Is either you watched it and or listened to every bit of it, so you don't necessarily need a statistical walkthrough, or you've by this point looked up the box score. So I don't want to be, completely broken record here and point all this out, but look at how the ball game went for State. 3 runs in the first, another run in the second. So they're up 4-0 after 2. They were still up 4-0 after 3. 4 more runs in the top of the 4th inning. Now they're up 8-0. 4 more runs in the top of the 6th inning. So now they're up 12-0. Bottom of the 6th, Missouri Answers put a 4 spot up there. Bottom of the 7th, they answer again with a 3 spot. Now it's a 12-7 ball game. But then State exploded. 3 runs in the 8th, a 10-run 9th inning. As you mentioned, a bunch of home runs, and several players hit 2 home runs in the ball game, including Hunter Hines, which was kind of the big news too, coming out of it. The fact that Hunter Hines, with that second home run, it happened in the 9th inning. Actually, it was his second home run in the 9th inning. It's crazy, but it put him in a tie with Rafael Palmeiro as the career. All right. Okay. So as the career home run leader at Mississippi State, he's tied with Rafi. What is it? 67, I think, is the number. So when Hunter Hines hits his next one here at some point, either this weekend or, at the SEC tournament or in the postseason, that'll make him the all-time home run king at Mississippi State, and that is nothing to shake a stick at. Who did what? Let's see. Guys who homered. Stallman hit 2. Ace Reese hit 2. Sullivan hit 1. Hines hit 2. Powell hit 1. I think his was either 8th or 9th inning. So that's what makes up your 8 home runs. Mentioned the 2 home runs were the 2 hits that Stallman had in the game. He was 2 for 3 and had those 3 RBIs. His other at bat, he struck out. Reeves, 2 for 5. A couple strikeouts in there. Reese was 3 for 6 in the game. He was at the plate for a 7th at bat in the 9th inning, but he drew the walk, so it doesn't go in there as an AB. He's just drew his first walk of the ball game. So 3 for 4, 4 runs scored, 4 ribbies, a walk, a strikeout. He left a couple of guys on base. Sullivan was 3 for 5. Hunter Hines and Bryce Chance both had 3 hits in the game. Powell and Gatlin Sanders both had 2 hits. I know there was some injury stuff too that came out of the ball game. Fry got banged up early. It didn't sound quite as serious with him, but man, Aaron Downs goes in there, subs in. Late in the game, I guess 9th inning, they make a pitching change. Guy comes in, gets loose, and the first pitch he throws hits Aaron Downs in the nose. And when you first saw a replay of it, it looked like, maybe the ball hit his helmet. It didn't. It was straight flesh. And, man, he's bleeding all over the place, has to leave the game, and it sounded like afterwards Coach Parker said that he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. That's Aaron Downs, who, had not been an everyday starter for you, but had a bunch of big at-bats. And early in the year, he was your home runs leader and one of the veterans and certainly a utility kind of guy. And, certainly a matchup pinch hit kind of guy, too, that it takes away from you. So they're going to have life for a few weeks anyway without Aaron Downs, it looks like. But 25-7, the final score in that ball game. It's just incredible. All right, over to the text line, the country-pleasing text line. Nick said, Beef should go on strike until they pay you $5.35 an hour. He said, I believe that's the new minimum wage. Yeah, well, we need to make sure he's not making more than. You don't want to go on strike for less than you're already making, right? RT texted and he said, Can I text Beaver all day during the games to make it the best week ever? And Beaver would say that not that grinds my gears. He said a real Beaver would say that really dulls my teeth.
Answer to that question. Well, first off, let me go back to Nick. But yeah, I'd probably have to give in because I'd probably have to end up using the bathroom, so I'd have to come back into the building.
Yeah.
That would end the strike.
Okay.
Seinfeld reference.
Okay.
That was, Matt.
Okay.
And
Didn't get it. It's funny.
to RT, yes. Yes, I'm going to, you know what? As a matter of fact, RT, if you don't text all day, I think I might get kind of upset.
Does he normally do that when you're in there doing ball games and stuff?
No.
No, he doesn't? Okay.
No,
well,
but now's the time to start.
Okay, there you go, RT. Keep Beaver on his toes, entertained, and awake and alert. Even if you have to stay up with him and text him during that 10 p.m. first pitch ball game, if necessary, later in the week. Do that for him, okay? Because I just can't do it. I can't be that guy. I cannot commit to that. Okay. Rolling along with you, just getting started here on this Free for All Friday. In the Bureau, that is the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team. Back after this.
Man, ever since Coach got his new phone from C-Spire, we're undefeated.
Yeah, he's been using it everywhere. Scouting other teams' game film at the store, watching strategy videos at lunch. He even records himself calling plays in the backyard.
Whoa.
Listen up.
Hey, Dad.
You can call me Coach.
It's amazing what C-Spire's nationwide 5G network can connect. And now, connect with your choice of free phone. C-Spire, inspired by you. 5G not available in all areas. Capable device required. See cspire.com for details.
If you want expert help for your seamless gutter installation and replacement, or gutter screen guards, maintenance, or repair, look no further than Gutter Masters. Gutter Masters is a full-service residential gutter specialist. From first contact with our dedicated customer service staff to our specialists in the field, we want to help you protect your home and keep it beautiful. Call 601-503-7755 or head over to facebook.com/guttermasters for a no obligation free estimate. Get peace of mind from a company locally owned and community grown. Call 601-503-7755 today. Getting your car repaired is no easy task, and it takes someone with knowledge and certification. Clinton Body Shop takes pride in perfection and has more certifications than any shop in Central Mississippi. With 2 locations in Richland and in Clinton, their OEM factory certified staff is just a phone call away to restoring your car to its original condition. Learn more today at ClintonBodyShop.com or call 601-924-2159. Choose the team Mississippians have chosen for years with their car. That's Clinton Body Shop in Richland and in Clinton.
Hi, this is Mark Shapley, Shapley's Restaurant. Looking to elevate your next celebration or business dinner? Discover private dining at Shapley's Restaurant, where Mississippi's finest steaks and seafood meet impeccable service in an intimate, upscale setting. Whether it's a corporate event, birthday, or special occasion, Shapley's private room offers the perfect blend of comfort, class, and cuisine. Make it unforgettable. Make it Shapley's. And we've also received the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence 3 years in a row. Visit mmshapleys.com today.
My name is Connor Griffin. I'm thankful for Mississippi Sports Medicine just for all that they've done for me.
All of the doctors there, they just care about our children, and that's just so important to me as a parent. It's very rewarding to have compassionate people as a part of our family's health journey.
You kind of learn your body at a young age, and if you want to perform at the best, your body has to be at the best as well. At the end of the day, it's my body before a game, so I got to take care of that when I need to.
Mississippi Sports Medicine has 21 subspecialized positions, urgent care, and no referral needed. Learn more today at MississippiSportsMedicine.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
At Davini, we are your hometown Kubota dealer. We're the oldest Kubota dealer in the U.S. That means we've been doing it better longer than anyone else. We have 2 locations in the metro area to serve you, Madison and Jackson. When I say hometown, it means something to us.
We are hometown. We are hometown. We are hometown.
We support our local schools, community organizations, and local municipalities. Shopping and keeping business local keeps our community strong.
We are hometown.
It's go time. Let's go. With the Matt Wyatt Show. Ready to talk sports the Mississippi way with you? So get in on the conversation and tell him what you think. Right now on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
All right. Back with you. I'm Matt. In the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio, Farm Bureau, go with the home team. They are your home team. Hail State fan on YouTube said Missouri used 8 pitchers and threw 234 pitches. Good night. If that's true, which I'm assuming it is, good gracious. And then he said he also heard that there was approximately 700 to 800 in attendance. He said, yikes. Well, I talked to some folks who were there, and it sounded to me like that would be very, very, very generous to say that there were 600 people there. I mostly listened to it, watched just a teeny tiny bit of it. When I say teeny tiny, it's basically just highlights that pop up on social media that put out. But every now and then, you get a glance at it, and I think that's probably true. Is that you'd be hard pressed to probably count 700 to 800 people who were actually there. Okay, and some of the home run numbers. So Hunter Hines is right now, after hitting 2 last night, he's tied with Palmero for the most home runs all time at Mississippi State. 67 is the number. And a Hail State fan pointing out, though, that Palmero hit 67 in 3 seasons. Now, that would definitely make a difference. 67 homers across 4 years versus across 3. Would the other caveat, though, be, Hail State fan, that the bats and balls were much different that Palmero was hitting with than what they do now, the BB Core stuff? Or have they gotten rid of BB Core stuff altogether? I mean, I don't know. I felt like they still had doubted. At one point, they went way too far and dialed it way back, and now they've gotten it back up. And in terms of runs scored in a game, State scores 25, and he's pointing out that State scored 32 against Alcorn one year. 32 runs in a game. Good, that's just hard to believe, isn't it? Wonder how long that game lasted. J-Rock said the Bulldogs had 3 guys hit 2 home runs. You hadn't seen that before. 3 different guys hitting 2 home runs each in a game. Okay, what about the attendance? If I were to ask you which SEC baseball stadium will hold the most people and which one will hold the least, would you know the answer? And I don't think much will have changed. I found a list here of SEC baseball venues that includes their capacities, and it was actually published this time last year in 2024, spring of 2024. So I would bet that it hasn't changed anywhere. Missouri's stadium capacity, Taylor Stadium, is 3,331 officially. They opened it in 2002, expanded it about 10 years later. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but Missouri won the national championship in baseball in 1994. Did you know that? They were national champs, won the College World Series in 94. Okay, but their stadium last night, or where State's playing this weekend, capacity is 3,331. Now, y'all will have to help me. Okay, again, this is something that it's a fairly respected Texas A&M dedicated website that compiled this information last year. So if this is wrong, tell me. But according to this list, Foley Field at Georgia, where Georgia plays baseball, has a capacity of 2,760. Does that sound right? They renovated it some back in 2015, but they're saying that the capacity at Foley Field is 2,760. In other words, there are more seats at Missouri than there are at Georgia. Okay, the new park where they play at Kentucky, which is called Kentucky Proud Park, they opened it in 2019. Its capacity is 5,000. Hawkins Field up there in Vandy in Nashville, where Commodores play, butt up against their football stadium. Now, they're still doing additions and stuff on it right now. I just don't think it's done yet, but the capacity as it stands right now at Vandy, I believe, is still the same. It's 3,700. Okay, and before I go much further, let me just say this. There's a few where the capacity is, at or less than 5,000. So Missouri is not alone in that. Like I told you, they're saying that Georgia actually seats fewer people than Missouri Stadium does. Okay, relatively newly renovated Sewell Thomas Field at Alabama. You got the outfield seats, all that kind of stuff. 2015 is so it's been 10 years when they renovated it, but it's a capacity of 8,500 in Tuscaloosa. Again, back to stadiums in the SEC that seat less than 5,000. Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Tennessee, capacity 4,387. So a little over 4,300 seats at Tennessee. Opened it in 1993, renovated it back in 2010. Bluebell Park, Olson Field at Texas A&M is a beautiful place. Okay, but it seats the seating capacity is 6,100. That's what's listed, 6,100. All right, this new place they opened at Florida, Condren Park, Florida's brand new ballpark, opened it in 2021, seats 7,000 according to this list. Plainsman Park at Auburn, 4,096 is what it holds. Again, I know they've got ongoing renovations and additions. I just don't think it's finished yet. But 4,096 at Auburn. Okay, we got 5 left as of right now. I don't think this includes Texas and Oklahoma, and I can look those up. I know Oklahoma's teeny tiny. Founders Park at South Carolina, which is a beautiful facility. Very underrated. Relatively new. 8,242. Swayze Field, Ole Miss capacity. Now we're talking 12,152. Last renovation was 2009. Baum Walker Stadium, Arkansas capacity 10,737. The new Alex Box, Skip Bertman Field at LSU, capacity 10,326. And Dudy Noble, what we know about Dudy Noble Field in Starkville, I think, what do? They list official capacity at around 10,000, but the real capacity is around 15,000. And I think that's probably true for Alex Box and maybe even Baum and Swayze. But those are all hovering around that 10, 11, 12,000 official seats and can cram more in there with their standing room. And the rest of the league, all the rest of the league is hovering around 3,500, 4,000, 5,000 seats max. So that's kind of where it is. All right, over to the phones, the Davini Equipment phone line. Gator Greg hanging on line 1. What's up, Greg?
Mr. White, I'm listening to you. You sound like you think you're coming around on your Bulldogs. Maybe they're going to win the national title for us. I just remember listening to this show. I mean to interrupt you, but you said the Gators were garbage. They were terrible. They were 1-11.
They were
terrible.
terrible.
Look at the fact that they were injured and such, and now they gotten healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Gators up to 14-14?
Yeah,
with a chance maybe. Now they lost a player last night. We'll see. It's a big cog in the wheel. Let's see if they can overcome that. But I wonder if they can get to 16-14.
Yeah,
win a couple of games in the SEC tournament. You know, maybe the Gators might host, but maybe because I think people are doubting them. I think a little bit of the pressure's off and stuff. But you know, Mississippi State's doing what you got to do, and taking advantage of Missouri, even though Missouri showed some grit last week against A&M. So I'm just sounding. A lot of you Bulldog fans have kind of changed their tune after losing. You sweep a series, you beat Ole Miss a series. Now it look like you're gonna sweep. Now I'm hearing some national championship. Maybe beat Florida and Mississippi State. We need to go ahead to the casino right now and put Florida and Mississippi State as a College World Series final. But appreciate the job you're doing, Mr. White.
You too,
and give Coach O'Sullivan some credit down there.
No doubt.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you.
Appreciate it, Greg. No doubt. Look, I don't know about writing Florida off, but I do remember, you looked at the way they started the year, and they were banged up. They couldn't beat anybody. Midweek, losing to non-cons in the midweek, and then, losing all kinds of non-cons on a weekend. And they start the league 1-11 or whatever. They couldn't, and now look at them. Different set of circumstances, but you look at State, it is similar. And to note, we pointed it out yesterday, State fans are kind of pulling for the Gators this weekend to go ahead and sweep Alabama in Gainesville, because if they can do that, and if State can sweep Missouri, that's another team State can leapfrog in the SEC rankings, have a better seeding next week in Hoover. All right, stick around.
Do you really need to study game film in bed?
That's what they said in line at the bank, too. And the office, the dentist, the barber. It doesn't get more important than this.
You're gonna do great.
Well, we'll see. Listen up.
Hey, Dad.
You can call me Coach.
It's amazing what C Spire's nationwide 5G network can connect. And now connect with the latest 5G phone on us. C Spire, inspired by you. Requires purchase of 36-month plan and new line activation on eligible wireless plans. See cspire.com for details.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
As tariffs are heading our way, so are low prices and big discounts. Only at Hallmark Hyundai Flowood on Lakeland Drive. While other dealers are using this opportunity to raise their prices, we're here to protect your buying power and not take advantage of you during this time of uncertainty. With transparency pricing, no added markup, and no gain. Remember, high value, low cost, no stress. All can be found at Hallmark Hyundai Flowood on Lakeland Drive. Shop us at hallmarkhyundaiflowood.com.
Why MRA? Because the path you choose matters. MRA is one of the top K-12 schools in the Southeast in terms of academic achievements, athletic accomplishments, artistic honors, and extracurricular offerings. MRA is one of the fastest growing schools in Mississippi. Call MRA today at 601-856-4455 and schedule a private tour of the MRA campus. Also visit mrapats.org.
At Davini, we are your hometown Kubota dealer. We're the oldest Kubota dealer in the U.S. That means we've been doing it better longer than anyone else. We have 2 locations in the metro area to serve you, Madison and Jackson. When I say hometown, it means something to us.
We are hometown. We are hometown. We are hometown.
We support our local schools, community organizations, and local municipalities. Shopping and keeping business local keeps our community strong.
We are hometown.
Leslie and Nathan McCarty are the proud owners of Briarwood Wine and Spirits in Jackson, 4949 Old Kent Road. Leslie and Nathan are both sommeliers, but they're so much more than that. They have over 30 years combined in the restaurant business. Combined. Briarwood Wine and Spirits has the best selection of boutique wine and bourbon, and they have Patron Tequila, Long Branch Bourbon, and Tito's Vodka at Briarwood Wine and Spirits.
Getting your car repaired is no easy task, and it takes someone with knowledge and certification. Clinton Body Shop takes pride in perfection and has more certifications than any shop in central Mississippi. With 2 locations in Richland and in Clinton, their OEM factory certified staff is just a phone call away to restoring your car to its original condition. Learn more today at ClintonBodyShop.com or call 601-924-2159. Choose the team Mississippians have chosen for years with their car. That's Clinton Body Shop in Richland and in Clinton.
Do you crave your sports?
It's often difficult to satisfy that special hunger.
Not here, because you've got Man Wyatt.
Oh, I am starving.
Don't worry, he's got a menu full on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at the Zone 105.9.com.
All right, we have a mathematician on our hands here. Guy who likes numbers. Jake from Yazoo texted the show, and he said with State last night, 25 runs on 23 hits. So he's adding up the distance around the bases, and he says that's 2,250 feet rounded by MSU last night. 2,250 feet. Thanks for that, Jake. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to picture. I'm someone who thinks in pictures, so I don't know how to picture 2,250 feet. I need something to visualize. MSU 1980, he texts the show on a country pleasing text line. Matt, he says, I went to bed last night with State leading Missouri 7-5, and I forgot to check the score this morning. I was talking to my neighbor this morning. He told me the final score. I couldn't believe it. And then he told me about all the scoring and home runs in the ninth inning. Yeah, a 10-run ninth inning for State last night. Hunter Hines hit 2 home runs in the ninth inning. It was kind of nuts. But so in the 8th and 9th innings combined, State scored 13 runs. Okay, but you said 7-5. I'm trying to look. No, because State was up 7-0 after 4. Nope, 8-0 after 4 innings. They were up 8-0 after 4 innings. 8-0 after 5. And then in the top of the 6th, State put up 4 more runs. And so now they're up 12-0. And then in the bottom of the 6th, bottom of the 7th, Missouri put up 7 runs. You had a 12-7 ball game before State then went on and scored 13 runs in the last 2 innings. I mean, Ernest T., I don't know how to answer that. Ernest T. texted and said, how in the world did Missouri sweep Texas A&M? And then he says, See, okay, I can't fathom it. How, I mean, it's one thing, Missouri pick up their first win in the SEC of the year, let alone on the road, but didn't go do it in 3 games. Go from 0-24 to 3-24. Then come back the next game after that, give up 25 runs. It's just ridiculous. But then he said, there's no way there was 100 people there last night. He said, even the moms and dads stayed home last night. That's what I'm saying. I talked to someone who was there, and they're like, I mean, based on the way it was described to me, there's no way. They might have announced 700 people there. Ain't no way. Did they give? Yeah. See, the official stats listed 1,455 people there. In a stadium with a capacity of 3,000. I mean, you see what I mean? That's just, so that'd be paid attendance, I guess. Delta Tide fan, you're living right. He's got some of the juniors' smoked sausage from Country Pleasing, made right here in Mississippi at Country Meat Packers on Highway 49 in Florence. And he said, got me some Country Pleasing I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow morning. Had our son's 5th grade graduation today. Going to eat me some good fried bass tonight. It's been a crazy busy day. Yeah, you know what? We had that this morning, Delta Tide fan. 7th grade awards day for Mary Liddy and a bunch of her classmates. And so we had that. Similar thing. Not an actual graduation, but, end of the year deal. Lots of teachers, administrators high-fiving each other right about now. Okay, and then another mathematician. He's helping me out. This is Scott. Jake is the one that texted and said, it was 25 runs for state last night, 2,250 feet rounded by them. Scott said that'd be about 7.5 football fields. Got it. Yeah, that's a lot. I got it. And Ricky Bobby just texted the show. I'm not sure if it's that one or another one, but he said he just left Country Pleasing, loaded up on pork rinds, sausage, and beef jerky. Man, yeah. And listen, I'm telling y'all, if you like boudin, do yourself a favor and grab some of what they make there for you to take home and cook. They have the, prepared, pre-made boudin balls in the freezer section. You can get those. They have seafood boudin. I've got some of that still in the freezer. I'm going to eat it soon. And then the regular boudin in the link, it is just really, really, really good. I highly recommend it. From Country Pleasing. All right. What about today? Let's see. May the 16th. What do we have today? May the 16th. All right, let's see. First up, we go television. On this day in 1995, the final episode of In the Heat of the Night, we've talked about that show before. The setting was Mississippi, but they actually filmed it in Georgia. On this day in 1997, the final episode of Baywatch Nights. Okay. And on this day in 2005, the final episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. Underrated. Very funny show. Haven't talked about Everybody Loves Raymond very much with Beaver. I would think he's somewhat of a fan. And then also, Beaver, if you're listening, I know you got a lot going on, but others are still copying our shtick. I noticed there are other people that were pointing out that today is National Barbecue Day, but I just want to point it out for us. Today is National Barbecue Day. I mean, isn't that our shtick? Food items, national days, on this day, fast food talk. Isn't that us? Isn't it my show? Anyway, just saying. So to my man Ricky Bobby, he said he got some pork rinds, sausage, and other stuff. National Barbecue Day, you could go all out, go back, pull back in there and get some other stuff. I still say for me, like, okay, pulled pork. I love barbecue chicken. And just, the pulled pork, barbecue sandwich, brisket sandwich, barbecue sandwich. Again, coming up, all I wanted on it was pickles and barbecue sauce. Round about 18, 19 years old, I was in Mississippi and encountered a barbecue sandwich with slaw on it for the first time, and I really have never been the same since. Real C said, I sure hope somebody bought Hunter a big old scoop of butter pecan last night. Well, maybe so, Real C, but he's young. Hunter Hines is a young guy. He's in college, so he likes real flavors like chocolate chip, cookie dough, Rocky Road. He didn't like the old folks flavors like butter pecan and mint chocolate. Hey, and Delta Tide fan, thanks so much for the pictures. I'm really enjoying scrolling and looking through this at your son's graduation in the gym, the 5th grade graduation in the gym, and the balloon arch and all the classmates and getting recognized. It's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Congrats to y'all and congrats to him. I know you're proud, and you should be. And you should be. What a great way to wind the week up for y'all as a family. And enjoy that fish and enjoy some of that sausage. I'm still finishing off jalapeno cheddar, and I have the 3 cheese out there thawing out. That's going to be next in our house. It'll be 3 cheese flavor. Anyhow, listen, y'all, thanks for tuning in. I mentioned this to you earlier, but tonight you got all these game 2s, and there are 6 p.m.s for those of us that are watching the teams around here. You got a 6 p.m. start tonight for State and Missouri, game 2 of that one. You'll get a 6 p.m. between Ole Miss and Auburn tonight in Oxford, and you're going to have a 6 p.m. game 2 between Southern Miss and Troy. Southern Miss winning game 1 last night. It was a huge, huge win. Just to, because, you're in the driver's seat with 2 games to go. Really good Troy team. They're a top 25 team. They have not lost a series all year. Southern Miss goes in there and wins 4-3 last night. Outstanding pitching performance, especially in relief in the 8th and 9th. And so a chance to win the series tonight for Southern Miss. Well, listen, I appreciate y'all. That's going to wrap it up for me. It's a 1-hour version today here on this Friday. We'll be with you Monday, and then, of course, you're going to have a lot of high school baseball coverage here on the station next week, too, so look forward to that. But we'll be back here on Monday with you, same time, same place. For Beaver, I'm Matt, all of us here in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. Have a good weekend.